We're going to take a moment now to look at some steps to decreasing some unproductive behavior. So first we want to ignore it. So really non-productive responses are often attention getters. Although it's difficult to do that at first, simply ignoring a disruptive behavior can be very effective in extinguishing it. And this ignoring principle is an example of extinction. So applying this principle will help eliminate non-productive responses, and a good deal of behavior is not so disruptive that it really needs to be stopped at once. Any behavior that does not threaten the safety or the rights of another student can usually just be ignored. So by telling a student to sit down, you may unwittingly be reinforcing their getting up because they got the attention that they wanted. And he may want your immediate attention, and standing up is just going to get it. So if you wait until he is sitting down and praise him for sitting down, then the times he gets up may really decrease over time. You want to isolate that behavior because sometimes some behaviors simply cannot be ignored, and your class needs to know what behaviors are clearly out of bounds. Let's give an example. Hitting, the open defiance, a loud disruption, temper tantrums. So these kind of things are really need to be part of that isolation or maybe an expulsion. You need to have some stipulations concerning the conditions under which an isolation is going to occur, and that's going to be part of that teacher-student contract. So when a student is isolated, he should be left alone without any attention in a secluded place. Make sure that it's safe, and you maybe want to create a timeout or a quiet place. This can really be a severe blow and really needs to be used with caution with children because isolation, although it's effective, it can really also be detrimental. We want to make sure also that we use it swiftly and for a very short or designated period of time. Lastly, we want to look for that positive. Remember that punishment, isolation, and exclusion are techniques that really are intended to stop some destructive behavior. However, ignoring the negative and accentuating the positive should always be given serious consideration. One way of doing this is to reinforce desirable behavior positively at once, and particularly when it's substituted for an undesirable behavior. So bouncing, getting out of their seats, not fulfilling or finishing their work, a complete lack of interest, maybe even yelling. These are actually all attributes of motivation, and motivation is a plague and disturbing for parents, teachers, and even administrators, both in the home and the classroom. So the video you just watched is on how to motivate children, and it comes from a class that's available on udemy.com. In this course, there are a lot of handouts given, such as a list of ideas for individual motivation and group motivation, an internal needs model that includes the behaviors and solutions, a motivational planner, as well as a self-esteem assessment. You can find a link to access a limited number of coupons for this course in the description of this video.